Good morning once again. We're down by the river. I guess you should call this the morning show. Oh, again, a stray hair ruining my day. Got it. Today's topic is hand jobs. Are hand jobs cheating? Call me at the station. The lines are open. I went out last night in the classic I want to be picked up garb, which is a mild long hair, red lipstick, the I want to be dominated choker, big boobs, and a dress that was so short I almost got arrested. Sitting at the bar with my legs hanging up. Oh, sorry. um, I met a guy who is common law married, and he has a couple of kids, and his wife stopped having sex with him, which I think basically is violating the agreements. If you're married, I think it's actually illegal to do that. So he's horned up, but doesn't want to do anything immoral or unethical, but all of nature is pressing on him to reproduce. So what you gonna do when Alcapania runs wild on you? So we had maybe an hour and a half discussion about the ethics of the whole situation. And he was interested in me, but he's all confused. Later, he didn't know what to do, and he left and went home. So he gave me his number for maybe later at another time. So I texted him and said we forgot the obvious solution, which would not be a blowjob in the car, because that would be probably unethical. But what about a hand job? No harm, no foul. We don't know. I leave it up to you. In my situation, I meet a lot of married or attached men. I don't think I met a single man for 30 years. And a lot of them are in sexless marriages, which is actually a cruel and unusual punishment, because if you cheat on that, you can lose your house, your car, half your bank account, your kids, your relatives, all because your wife can't be bothered to perform her wifely duties, which are quite clearly laid out in the marriage contract, maybe not in the marriage ceremony itself, but it does say in the Bible, a man shall cleave only to his wife. What about the reverse of that? So this is a big problem, and actually I used to do and am trained in counseling for this. And I'll tell you about this. It was a $600 item, and you have to get the husband and wife to agree to this. But what destroys the intimacy and wild sex you had when you were first together is crimes against the relationship, either moral crimes or money crimes or ethical crimes, and withholding that from the other. So you start off like this, and then you start to pull back, because what if she finds out, or what if he finds out? What if I blurt something out? What if he finds out I made love to his brother? And all that stuff. This pulls you apart and destroys the communication. It's called withholding information. And the cure for this is to confess everything from both sides. And either you will get back to where you were when you were 17, or you will realize you're really not meant for each other, and then you can split up without anger and animosity and blame. So it's risky. How it's done is you draw straws and flip a coin to whomever goes first, and you confess partner A everything you've done to partner B. And the usuals are infidelity, of course, spending money that you shouldn't have, losing money at the racetrack. Who knows? When I was trained in this, he said, yes, I had sex with the chicken and I stole the money, so what? So and then that goes on for an evening. And it may not be over. Next evening, it's the other side's turn to confess what they are withholding, which could be anything. Had sex with your brother, your sister. I'm a prostitute on the side. The second child is not yours. All this kind of stuff comes up. And in the ensuing days between, there's either dead silence or a lot of smashing plates and yelling and screaming. But at the end of this, you may get back to the love you were in and the reason you got married, which is what everyone expects and hopes to keep. So that's worth getting back. It's worth more than gold, and will last a lifetime. As you have learned your lesson. And what did destroy the togetherness is withholding these things from each other. Doesn't matter what they are. You just get them out in the open and they're gone. You're no longer withholding this from the other person, which is like reverse magnets. You can't push them together, and then when you do this, you get magnets. So the cure for that is very simple. They're not curing that. You have 20, 40, 60 years of marital agony because of the kids, or staying together because of the kids, and people not having sex, which is nature's joy, because new beings are born, because everyone has an expiry date. So we do need new beings. So, circling back, as Jen has taught me, might have been apropos for me to give him a hand job and release his sexual pressure, because men can't think when they need to have sex. Their hormones are flooding their lower body and the brain goes cuckoo. And this leads to another sad moment, which is men don't know they love you or not until after they climax. And ladies, you need to pay attention to this. That's what condoms are for. A man may meet you and his DNA will lie to him and say, this is the one, you love her, she's the greatest, never met anybody like this, it's going to last forever. This is Gaia trying to get a baby. After you climax, your brain goes click, click, and you know whether that was real or not. And it's an incredibly crushing and sad moment for a male to find that out. It's like, oh my God, it's not that. And that's 50% of the reason why men leave very suddenly after they climax. It's not you, it's them. It's not them, it's not you, it's them. Or they're just jerks who wanted to get laid and they run out the door and you don't want him there anyway. On the other side of that, women don't like to have sex with someone unless they know that the person's in love with them, because a baby may come out of this, and a baby is a 20 to 40 year commitment. So you get these two opposed, I don't know if I love you till I climax, and this is, you're not going to climax unless I know you love me. So this has to be negotiated out. Also, hand job would help with that, ladies. Then you're talking to a mill with a clear head, which, as you know, is a rarity. So that's why the two reasons today's morning broadcast, heavy on the broad, is about hand jobs. Hand jobs may save the world.